welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about newest drop by Tom Ford. It is his Mercurial Quad. So we're going to be doing tons of comparison swatches within his line, and also we're going to be comparing it, putting it head to head with newest Charlotte Tilbury Quad, which is her 5 Rose Quad. I did just review this guy. We're going to be doing swatches, and I'm going to tell you what I think of them and if I like one more or the other. If that sounds fun and this is your first time here, my name is Gigi. Thanks so much for clicking on my channel. I hope you stay subscribed for more. Click that red button below, and also come over to my Instagram, because over there we do so many fun things. I keep you posted on makeup sales, makeup releases, how I like, how I didn't like a product, everything like that. So make sure to go ahead and follow me, and without further ado, let's start. Alright my friends, so let's begin, and we're going to be talking all about newest beautiful quad by Tom Ford. This is his newest release. I guess it's part of his holiday release, and this is called the Mercurial eyeshadow palette. So this is newest Tom Ford Extreme Eye Color Quad in the shade Mercurial. It is a color quad with 4 coordinated eyeshadows in sparkling metallic and glitter finishes, designed to create a soft to bold iconic Tom Ford eye. This retails for $115, and it is said to be a limited edition shade. He has also one that is called Badass, which I never tried, which is in this stream of formulation. It looks really bad. It's not really my thing. I don't really do many grays and blacks like that, so I was never interested in that formula, and I don't think I ever will. But I was always curious to see if the formula of his stream quads was similar or not to his regular wet to dry formula. So when I was swatching this quad to say honeymoon, I didn't find a big difference when it comes to the pigmentation and the formulation. They do feel about the same, really soft and pigmented, and I didn't really find a huge difference in the way that they apply when they're wet. You do get more adhesion, I guess, but not a ton more of pigmentation, and I'm talking about these lighter. So these two are the first 2 shades in the honeymoon palette, and then we have the 2 in the newest Mercurial shade. To be honest, I don't find a huge difference on how they apply or how they swatch. Calling it a stream palette, I don't feel like the honeymoon or the other one is more intense. I find them equally just natural, pretty, but nothing stream as the name suggests. So I did wanted to point that out, very friends. So let's begin, and today we're going to be talking all about newest eye quad stream, and it comes in a gray pouch, and the compact is really beautiful. So you have this metallic mirror-like reflective packaging. You can see my lights on the other end. This is a closer look at the colors. I did wanted to use it before we do any swatching. It does really remind me of honeymoon by just looking at it, which I have. So we're going to be doing comparisons in a minute, but let's just start. So I'm gonna take this lighter shade, and I'm gonna place it on my outer V. See if this is going to show up at all. It's a really beautiful color. It shows up quite nicely. You can see, not extremely dark. I am going to take the darkest shade, and I'm going to deepen this out. I'm gonna take this same shade that I did at the beginning, and I'm gonna swipe it across my lid, and we're gonna do it dry, and then we're gonna wet our brush. So like that, you see that it doesn't show up that much. It's just a really soft wash of color. So let's with our brush. And I feel like that intensified the color, but not a whole bunch. And then I'm going in with the lightest and I'm going to apply it in my inner corner like so. I'm going back into the deepest shade and just deepening my outer V. I feel like we need a little bit more of a deeper. Like so, that really brightens right there. And I use the dry right over. I'm gonna take that same darkest shade, just place it in my lower lash. Really lightly like that. Let's move on to my other eye. I do want to take the red shade and I'm gonna put it in my outer V. I just wiped clean my brush. That color is really pretty. Then I am going to just wet my brush again and do the same thing with the other two lightest colors, and just put that one right in the middle and then the lightest. Actually, I'm just gonna take the middle and put it all over my lid. I'm not gonna use the lightest shade. This shade looks a little bit pink, which I really like. I think it looks nice with this berry shade. I'm gonna take that berry shade and put it on my lower lash. So these are those two eye looks. Let me just finish off with mascara and maybe some liner and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, so I finished off with some black liner and mascara, and I did apply a little bit of brown liner in my waterline, and then I finished off with this Tom Ford lipstick in the shade Impassionated. So this is my completed makeup look. Alright guys, and I've got to say I'm a big fan of Mercurial, much more than First Frost. I did review First Frost. It is his holiday palette. Now he's coming out with this one. I felt like the colors in here, they were pretty. If you're into cool tones, they're pretty, but this shade, I found them to be extremely similar to each other. The pink didn't really show up pink in my complexion, and then this one is just an icy shade. So it was, you know, if you like the shades in here, then you're gonna like that quad. This one I find much more wearable. Even though you get these two really similar color, this one shows up really pinkish in my eyes. Like this one, I could tell it is more pink than this one in my inner corner, right? You can see that my inner corner is more icy than this one. So I am a big fan of this guy already. I actually really love it. Let's do swatches. These are the individual swatches, just Mercurial all by itself. I know you guys have a ton of questions when it comes to similarities. I'm going to first of all do honeymoon. So let's put honeymoon side by side so you can totally see how the two bottom shades are very close to each other, and the other two as well, but honeymoon is just a tiny bit more warm tone than his Mercurial. So you can completely see how cool tone these are and how much warmer those others are. Let's do the two in First Frost. So icy, pinkish, then this is the pinkish in the new one. This is in First Frost. The pink sort of swatch is similar. Let's do another swatch to each other. So this is the new quad and this is First Frost. So they do swatch similar, but for some reason on my eyes I feel like this one shows up more pink than this one. Then let's do the two bottom in Mercurial, and then let me do the two in Honeymoon. So let's put brown by brown by Honeymoon. As you can see, Honeymoon is a tiny bit deeper than the one in Mercurial, and then these two browns are quite similar. This one is a little bit more reddish, this one is deeper in the newer one. I also have the Visionaire here, which I don't really think, I mean, this pink is not, shows up really pinkish, yeah, nothing like the other ones. And then you get the two browns, which is like, let's swatch it so that you can see. But you see, like, yeah, way up. I got some questions on newest Charlotte's you know, 5 Rose Quad that I just reviewed. People wanted to know how similar it looks to the Tom Ford. So these are them side by side. I am going to swatch them. So these are the swatches. So the first 4 shades are in the new 5 Rose, and then these are Mercurial. They are, you know, similar color story kind of family, but not really. Like, these ones are really metallic and popping. The one in Charlotte's newest quad, you can see that this one is not, you know, as intense as this one. Like, the red looks similar, but in Charlotte's is just much more deeper. You don't get a brown here, you get a bronzy shade, and then the light shades here, again, it's just like, it's just not the same. They're not the same formula, they don't apply the same, they're just not the same kind of quad. Alrighty friends, so you see swatches, you can tell that there are some similar shades within these quads, especially in Honeymoon and this one when you put them side by side, but they're not quite the same. If you're more into cool tones, you're going to prefer Mercurial. If you're more into warm tones, then you may prefer Honeymoon. They are both wet to dry formula, which you just pretty much means that you can use them wet or dry, and you know that because the TF embossed in the compact. So say something like the Visionaire that was his previous release, he doesn't have the TF in it, so we know that we don't get these babies wet. But this was a beautiful formula to work with. I thought that they were very pigmented, very pretty. I really enjoyed working with this quad. As I mentioned, much more than I did when I applied First Frost, his first holiday release. So I did think that this quad was beautiful. If you're into cool tones, I think you're really going to enjoy this guy. Remember that the Sephora sale is still going on. See, I got it for 20% off, so I thought that was a perfect time to get it. If you're thinking about these or any Tom Ford quad that you're dreaming of, I think this is the perfect time to do that. I'm gonna link all the quads that I talked about in my description box. Again, I do love dearly my Honeymoon quad. It's one of my favorites, and I know it's a lot of people's faves. Did I need the two of them? Clearly not. They are very similar, you guys, in tone. This is just a little bit cooler, but they are very, very similar. You know, I don't really think that you need them both. If you collect Tom Ford Quads, by all means. If you love his formula, by all means. When it comes to these two together and which one I prefer, I must say that Charlotte's new formula is really winning my heart. I am very, very impressed with every single shade in this new quad, especially her new formula, which is calling Super Pop. I think it's just really precious. But Tom Ford is not the same thing. We're talking about Tom Ford. They do formulations differently. They're not extremely pigmented formulas. They're not Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath comparables. These are more natural, everyday tones. They're for someone, you know, to go to the office, someone on the go, someone super classy, something like that. But you know, I do enjoy it. I do love this quad. I'm going to keep it, of course, because I loved it, and I think it's going to be a beautiful addition to my Tom Ford collection. Alright friends, and that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this quad? Do you need it, or you just don't need it? Do you have honeymoon? I know a lot of you have honeymoon already, so do you think that you need this one? I would love to know. Thank you so much, you guys, again, for your love and support. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next one. Bye.